Look like some new photos has surfaced of the Indiana Fever fan being removed from last night's playoff game.
The commotion in the stands overshadowed the Indiana Fever's playoff matchup with the Atlanta Dream, which should have been remembered for the ferocity on the court. After a difficult shooting night, Allisha Gray, a seasoned guard, became enraged and became the focal point of the chaos. The moment that followed was startling. After being accused of going too far, a Fever supporter and his spouse were led from the arena.
And Allisha Gray snapped off at a fan last night, and they got led out by security.
Social media went into overdrive right away, painting the pair as monsters and even making derogatory claims that could damage their reputations. The twist, however, came next. The facts started to come out from witnesses around the site, who showed that Gray's claims just weren't true. The fans' innocent heckle, which revealed Gray's weak skin, was all that was yelled. The WNBA was left reeling after what began as a player against fan altercation swiftly turned into a...
This photo is leaked out of the internet. So this is the fan right here, I'm guessing, being removed from the stadium. And as y'all can see, Buddy got on the wristband. And he definitely paid to be down there. It stated, players should not have to go through this. Go through what? Because it never came out what he said.
The setting was set for an intense playoff matchup between the Atlanta Dream and the Indiana Fever. The building was tense as spectators crammed into the seats, anticipating a series-deciding game. The sound of each trickle grew louder. The crowd was brimming with enthusiasm, and each whistle felt sharper. Until the evening took an unforeseen turn, this was the best basketball in the playoffs. Although she had played in the WNBA for years, Allisha Gray struggled right from the start. Normally falling shots were not falling. Instead of points, possessions ended in frustration. Although most fans dismissed it as a normal aspect of the... With every missed shot during the game, Gray's body language deteriorated. After making minimal contact, she fell to the ground, made frantic motions toward the refs, and appeared to be losing focus on her team. She spiraled rather than rallied. The boiling point followed. A man in a black cap leaned forward while seated courtside and yelled, "Fever forward," instead. Lexi Hull was protecting Gray. His remarks were straightforward. "Lex, you're doing fine." She is no longer even making an effort. It was the same heckling you hear every night in every arena.
There's Gray, there's Lexi Hull, there's the wife, and here's the guy in the black cap. They're the fans in question, but now it's coming out that she got into it with all the fans sitting there because she was having a shitty night, like 4 of 16, and she was flopping around like a catfish out there. But she got angry because she got called out. Well, unfortunately for her, she has now been exposed. She's been fully exposed, and all of this is on her.
She lost her temper, whirling in the direction of the supporters and retaliating with venomous words that surprised the people seated close. Her rage was so obvious that it appeared to take attention away from the play that was taking place on the court. Security arrived in a flash. The fan and his spouse were removed from their seats with little explanation. There was confusion throughout the arena. In whispers, those seated nearby questioned what could have been said to warrant expulsion.
She instigated it. The fans didn't say shit to her that was out of line at all. So let's roll it. You see her. Look at her throwing her hands up, blah, blah, blah. And talking to the fan. What are you doing? There was plays going on in the background. She just forgot about her team. I mean, they are so thin-skinned in this league. It is unbelievable.
From the outside, it appeared to be a standard protocol choice. But the exchange was startling to those who saw it. No boundaries have been violated by the crowd. They hadn't threatened, cursed, or interrupted the game. All they had done was point out what was clearly visible on the ground. Gray wasn't confined. The removal had striking visuals. While Gray continued to jaw from the court, cameras caught the couple leaving with puzzled looks. Online fans and commentators jumped right in. Many believed that rather than concentrating on the game, the athlete was exploiting her position.
It's funny because it's already been confirmed. He was saying typical heckling stuff. He called her flopper. The fans returned to their seats shortly after. By the way, Do your research instead of constantly spreading misinformation.
A breakdown that revealed raw nerves marked what should have been remembered as a playoff grind. The dynamic changed at that point in time. The focus shifted from the Fever's struggle for survival to a story of thin-knit athletes, irate celebrities, and spectators caught in the crossfire. Nobody has yet to recognize that this was more than one eruption. It was the start of a tale that would develop in real time, captivate social media, spark contentious discussions, and compel the WNBA to face up to difficult realities about its culture and reputation. The seeds of scandal had already been sown when the fan left the premises, oblivious to the online maelstrom that was developing.
This is getting ridiculous. This person said the Indiana Fever shut the Atlanta Dream down. Allisha Gray crying like a newborn infant baby over a fan. Come on, this is a playoff game. We are here to fight in your head, and clearly it worked. This was do or die for us. And judging by your performance, mission accomplished.
The internet did what it always does as soon as security left the arena with that couple. It dominated the narrative. Within minutes, videos of Allisha Gay's contentious conversation went viral on social media, each with discussion, speculative analysis, and subtitles. What began as a small courtside incident quickly became a hot topic. But the online discussion swiftly turned into something far worse rather than being on the playoff clash. Some reports portrayed the expelled couple as violent, especially those from the WNBA fan base's activism faction. There was no proof to support the claims that Gray was the target of racist remarks, using hashtags to call the fan base for Fever racist and poisonous sentiments gained ground. People outside the arena pretended to be witnesses and demanded that the man in the black cap be punished. Because of what they believed he had stated, some even suggested that he should be fired. A traditional internet pylon, that is. An online witch hunt started after a tense moment on the court. The truth was irrelevant. The storyline was predetermined. Perception travels more quickly than reality in the current digital era. Before a single eyewitness report surfaced, millions of people were convinced that the fans were guilty based on a brief video of Gray pointing at them and appearing clearly irate. In the meantime, the pair at the heart of everything sat in a shocked state. Nothing unpleasant had been yelled by them. The husband made a straightforward remark about Gray's lack of effort, which is something that athletes hear every night in arenas all around the world. However, they were suddenly portrayed as villains in a tale that was never theirs in the first place as Twitter threads got longer and comment sections swelled. Just by association, the wife, who had said nothing at all, was pulled into the conflagration. The sarcasm was acute. Many contend that sincere sports fans packing arenas and bringing excitement is what the WNBA most needs, as it has historically struggled to expand its fan base. However, a paying couple was publicly humiliated and branded after spending the evening supporting their club because a player couldn't take constructive criticism. Claims of racism and hostility were taking over the league's narrative, which should have been celebrating playoff intensity. The lack of response from formal channels just made the situation worse. The WNBA and the Fever did not intervene right away to provide clarification. This void allowed rumors to spread uncontrolled on social media. For hours, the main plot point was not whether a fan base had gone too far, but rather if they were fighting for their playoff lives. However, fissures appeared as soon as the crowd grew. Sitting close to the pair, witnesses began to speak up and provide wildly divergent versions of events. They maintained that nothing offensive was stated. As screenshots of their testimonies started to circulate, the topic of discussion gradually changed.